Hello, my name's Will, and what I do is I talk around the subject of workplace violence and any relating subjects like, for instance, personal safety, lone working and elements of the security industry. And what I do is every now and again I'll get questions from my clients and some of our followers now, and they'll say to me, what do you think of this, Will? And what I do then is I decide to put a video together, make a short video, post it on YouTube, and then when clients get in touch about probably the same subject, I send them links, or some of my team do, and believe it or not, it seems to help from the feedback that we're getting. So, I got a question over the past 2 weeks, believe it or not, from two different clients. One was from a manager that was asking me this question, and one was from a selection of people that work alone on the road at the moment via our virtual classroom training. And what the question was basically related to hotel security, i.e. when they're staying in securities. Now, I am going to be very honest. My immediate reaction was, oh God, no, we're in a pandemic. A hotel room, hang on a minute, I got to think about this one. Oh. No, so, as you can see, I did have a bit of a laugh about it, but when I sat back and thought about it, I did think, well, actually, they do actually have a point. Because some of the people I've been talking to even recently that are actually travelling, and they are, believe it or not, have to travel, and they are part of the vital services, have actually expressed to me that they've been staying in hotels where there could be 200-300 rooms, and there's probably only about 30 rooms being used. And there's that element of, wow, it's so quiet, and what should they be checking and things like this. So when I actually discussed it with them, I gave them some points I've done, because I've travelled a lot and I've spent a lot of time in hotels over my careers, and I try to express it in a bit of a way that you've got to think of the main things you do before you go in the hotel room, before you actually, shall we say, settle. So let's see what I came up with. So the first thing I always encourage people to do is go for hotel selection. And what I mean is, make sure you check out the hotel that you're going to stay at. Unless you've obviously stayed there before, but if it's brand new to you or an area you're unfamiliar with, check it out. And what I always say is, well, look at even things as parking. Where's the parking? Not being funny. I've even fallen to it because I was in a rush. I've booked a hotel, it says parking. When I've actually got there, they've said, oh, sorry sir, the parking is 300 metres down the road in a public parking. And you go, right, okay, it's winter, it's dark, I've got to get all my stuff from there to there, etc. back and all this lot and all the hassle. So I always try to say to people, look at the reviews, look at what's said about the hotel. Your safety is paramount. Then when you book into the hotel, and if you're a lone travelling female and you just feel, shall we say, a bit safer if you told somebody, inform the reception that you are. Because a high percentage of the hotel groups that I've worked with acknowledge this, and they put them in a room where, shall we say, there's more CCTV, or it's probably a quieter part of the hotel for them. These little things are important. When you get your card or your key to go to your hotel room, high percentage of people immediately go to the lift, which is understandable. But you should be looking, where are the stairs? Where is actually stairs back to reception? Where does the door come out of? Because in the event of emergency and you have to come downstairs, it's the same as fire. It's always best to know your route. So when you get out of the lift, have a look again. Where is the staircase? These little things. Now, if you're going down a corridor and it's dark and you don't feel comfortable and it doesn't feel safe in the hotel corridor, or you've been put right out in the corner of the building, you might like that because it's quieter. But if it is in a location, the hotel room, where you don't feel comfortable, change it. Go where you go. Change it. Now, when you obviously access the room, first thing you should be checking as you walk in, does it feel right? Do you feel safe? Is there a balcony? Is it a connecting balcony? Are you next to, shall we say, another connecting door that you just don't feel comfortable about? Don't forget, you're paying for a service here. And I've worked with hotels, like I've said, for many years, and a lot of them would rather have a good stay than a bad stay. And people forget this because they know people have a good stay will return. Have a look around the room. Is it what you want? Is it comfortable? And I don't mean luxurious like 5-star and you're in a 3-star hotel, but is it right for you? Then do things like this. Check your mobile phone. Now, what I mean is, what coverage have you got? Have you got a good signal? Is it in the room positioned in a location of the building where you have actually got a good signal? Have you got Wi-Fi signal if this hotel provides it? Then I always encourage people to go over to the main phone. Most hotels have a phone. There's some hotels I don't want to mention that don't have, obviously, a room phone, but we'll leave them for now. But I do encourage people, if there is one there, pick it up and check it. Not wrong with checking it. Is there a dial tone? Does it work? These are little things that you want to check. Then what you want to do is then check the door. Now, what I mean is, does the door lock? Yes, but how secure is it? Is there a rattle in it? Can it be forced open? Can it be, shall we say, wedged accidentally? I.e., some hotel doors shut, but when you listen, sometimes they don't click properly. Go outside the room, check the door. Check, shall we say, is there any flexibility? Does it move? Is the latch strong? That's part of your hotel safety. Then go into the room, obviously, and then have a, like I said, if you're necessary, go that extra, shall we say, mile and check the windows if you feel comfortable. Because there's nothing worse, as I've always joked with people about this, is that you get in the room, you're tired, you're stressed, you put all your stuff out, you lay your computer out, your laptop, you start working, and then you realise that the phone's ringing constantly, it's not working, the smoke detector's making a buzzing noise, the air conditioning's stuck on or it's not working, or even the security door, i.e. your main door to get in to the actual room, is not, shall we say, secure. Or even, and I've experienced this, the interconnecting door is open by accident. Then, once you're comfortable, that's it. And then sit there and say to yourself, as you're working, do I feel safe? And if you do, fantastic. But then the last thing I try to encourage people is this. If you still feel unsafe, put something behind the door. Now, I've seen so many videos and I've seen so many people giving me advice on what put behind the door. Put a chair behind the door. Wedge something behind the door. And I've seen all these gadgets you can buy now that you can put behind the door. And okay, some people buy them, some people purchase them. That's okay. If you feel comfortable doing that, that's fine. But what I say, though, is this. If you're going to put something behind the door, make sure you put it at an angle that in the event of emergency and you wake up and it's dark, there's a power cut and the fire alarms are going off and everyone goes about emergency lighting, yes, in the perfect world, and you go to that, shall we say, that door to remove the item, you don't want to fall over things. So, again, it's all down to preparation. And the little icing on the cake I always try to say to people, always tell someone where you are. Now, I'm not being funny on this one, but how many of you have stayed in a hotel room, you've told your loved ones, your friends where you're staying, but you've never told them the room number? The only one that's going to keep you safe is you. That's all I'm going to say. So when you're travelling in the near future, or you're travelling at the moment in the hotel rooms, have a think to yourself about your hotel safety. Because there's nothing worse than you getting into a room, unpacking, sorting your stuff out, and then you're realising that your window won't shut properly, the interconnecting door's not locking properly, or your main door doesn't work, and also that the hotel phone isn't connecting, or it's not even there or plugged in, and lastly, you've got no phone signal. Thank you for watching. Stay safe whatever you're doing. Please continue giving the feedback and the questions for personal safety, lone working, or anything associated with our core subject of workplace violence. Please follow us on LinkedIn. Stay safe whatever you're doing, and bye for now.